All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Millennial Momentum Podcast. This is your host, Tom Malemo. You can find more about what we're doing on millennialmomentum.net. You can find me on social at Tommy Tahoe, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Add me on LinkedIn, wherever. For those that are new, welcome to the show. This is a Millennial Personal Development Podcast, and the whole focus is for us, right? It's us, it's me, and it's you. If you're listening to this, you likely want to get better, right? You want more money or a better relationship or better health or just feel more fulfilled or whatever it may be, right? And I'm on that path too. And I'm not an expert, and I'm not there, and I'm not enlightened, but I'm working on it. And so the whole goal of this show is really to be focused on getting to that next level. And I think you need three things, right? It's a positive attitude, it's a relentless work ethic, and it's a little momentum, right? Which is forward motion with energy. So I'm hoping the show can be that forward burst of momentum for you. I hope it can be that for me as well. A lot of these episodes are long form interviews. Today is not that. Today is quick, to the point. One thing I'll say before we get into that is if you want to support this show, head over to iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening or watching this. Hello on YouTube. Give me a shout out. Give me a subscribe. Give me a review. I do this all for free. I've never made a dime. I've never tried to. It's outside of my full-time job as a sales manager. So late nights, early mornings, weekends, you know the drill. If you've been listening, you know that. So all I ask is a share or subscribe, and it helps me to reach more people and help more people. So thank you for that. What I want to talk about today is a little parable that I heard this week. And I was listening to John Gordon and his podcast. And if you're not familiar with John, he's a fantastic author. He's written something like 15 different books. And he writes in stories, and a lot of them are inspiring and empowering. And he's very focused on positivity and leadership. Works with a lot of professional sports and college sports. I know he works closely with the Clemson Tiger football team, for example. And he had this gentleman on his show. I don't even remember his name, and I apologize for that. But it's a guy, I believe his name is Damon, that went to jail, right? Or he was a college football stud, worked on Wall Street, got addicted to meth, started robbing people, life sentence in Texas, and was turning his life around. And what that gentleman shared on the podcast was a story that he heard, or a fable that he heard from someone he trusted before he went into his life sentence in Dallas, in one of the most hostile jails in the whole entire country. And the story is simple, and it goes like this. It's someone lays out 3 pots of boiling water, right? In one pot they put a carrot. And you notice after a while that the carrot comes in firm and hard and comes out soft and mushy. Right? So the second pot, he puts an egg in. And the egg comes in quite the opposite. Hard, easy to crack, comes out as a hard-boiled egg with that hard interior and that soft interior. And it hardens over. In the third pot, you take a coffee bean. And though it's the smallest of the 3 objects, when you place in that boiling pot of water, something interesting happens to the coffee bean. It doesn't necessarily change the bean itself, but the whole surrounding area of the water turns into coffee, right? So let's break that down, right? And if we're considering life to be like that pot of water, right? And sometimes it's lukewarm and good temperature, and it's comfortable, and sometimes it gets cold, and sometimes that water gets cranked up and it starts bubbling and it starts boiling, and you feel like you're in some deep shit, and you go through a really tough time. And the saying that everyone is be kind to everyone, for everyone's fighting their own battle, is really true. And I don't think anyone listening on this would say, I have a great, maybe a great life, but I have a perfect life, and I don't have problems with my health or my relationship or my finances or my job or my fulfillment. Everyone's working on something. God, I'm working on all of those things, And so when life throws that boiling water at you, how do you respond? If you're the carrot, right, you come in ready to go and you leave soft, you leave mushy, you leave weak, you leave sad, you let the world kind of beat you down and you get soft because of it, right? You may know examples of people like that the world just chews them up and spits them out and they can't handle it. You don't want to be that. You want to have empathy, you want to be caring, you want to be loving, but you don't want to be mush. Have no backbone. Similarly, you could be the egg, right? You go in and you realize after a little while that, man, life's tough and it hardens you, right? In a bad way where you're extremely stoic to the point that you don't have feelings and you don't have any, you have no love in your life and you have no even cares or positivity because everything is negative. Everything is, the world's beating you down and you're pushing people down with you, right? And you see that there's no light at the end of the tunnel. That's what being an egg is. And if you're the coffee bean, you're changing the environment around you. You don't care how hot that water is. In fact, the hotter the water is, the more boiling it is, the easier it is, and the more beneficial it is to be spreading and to change that environment. So the coffee bean doesn't harden it, doesn't soften. It changes the environment that it's in. It changes that water and turns it into hot coffee, which is delicious. So that's the message, right? It's quick, it's to the point. There's 3 ways that you can respond to adversity in life. If you got financial problems, you're not where you want to be, you're fucking stuck in a rut. You have relationship issues, you and your significant other are fighting, or you feel lonely, or you feel depressed, or no one's out there for you. You just got dumped. Or you're overweight, or you're not healthy, or you have a health scare, or someone in your family has a health scare, or you just got laid off, or you're not where you want to be in your professional career. God, I get it. We're all there. We are all following in that same path. I could raise my hand on a lot of those things, right, in the last few years, and some of them currently. The point is how you respond. Everyone's going to go through those adversities. You can turn to mush, you can turn to stone, or you can influence the situation around you, the environment around you. Everywhere you go, you bring positivity. And how do you do that? You bring it with, first and foremost, it's your body language. It's walking in, tall back, straight up, smiling, shaking hands, giving people hugs, showing positivity, showing empathy, telling people that you love them, telling people that you care, adding enthusiasm to everything you do, working hard. Those first 3 things I was talking about, the effort, the attitude, and the momentum. It's carrying that with you in the worst situations. Someone's got it worse than you no matter what, right? So be that coffee bean. It's not easy. No one said it's simple, but it's not easy. Take your life, your situation, and be the coffee bean. Influence the people around you. Influence yourself. It's your self-talk. It's the way you're talking to yourself when you're walking down the street. It's the way you talk to yourself, when you tuck your head in and sleep at night, when you wake up in the morning. Influence yourself, influence others, and bring positivity. And that there is a massive reward on the other side of that. Too many people quit before they get there. They quit, they give up, they get soft, they get hard. Don't quit. Be the coffee bean. There's gold on the other side, and there's a hot pot of coffee on the other side of that. That's the message. That's all I've got. It's 9 minutes for you today. I appreciate you listening. Subscribe, leave a review. Thank you if you're watching it on YouTube. Peace out to you. Back with some regularly scheduled interviews coming next week. Make it a great week. Be the coffee bean. Out.